Please join me in welcoming Sonakshi Sinha Zaheer Iqbal in conversation with Tavishi Pandi, Entertainment and Lifestyle Editor for News 18.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening. We did not meet on the sets of XXL. We met 5 years before that. 4 or 5 years before that.
Yes, just clarifying everything now.
Well, as we start with the clarifications, their love story had all the trappings of a Bollywood drama. Boy meets girl, they fall in love. They don't tell the world, questions arise, but finally, it's a happy ending, or perhaps a happy beginning. The social media frenzy around them has touched never-seen-before heights. Started off with fans speaking about their family, cultural backgrounds, and professional challenges, but in true filmy style, Sonakshi Sinha and Zaheer Iqbal have sailed past all of it. And how? Today, as a couple and as a brand, they have become one of the most sought after. From their wedding celebrations to every dinner date and holidays, the world can't seem to get enough of them. So here they are, the couple of Bollywood today, Sonakshi and Zaheer.
That's a bit overwhelming.
Thank you so much, Tavishi.
Thank you, ma'am.
When somebody puts it into perspective like that, it's very overwhelming.
So what just happened? So much love pouring out from all corners. How does that make you feel? And did you ever expect this kind of a reaction?
Honestly, no. The period leading up to the wedding actually there was so many mixed emotions and there were so many different types of things that we were reading online, and we were just focused on each other. We just decided to kind of drown out all the noise and focus on each other, focus on having a good time. This was a moment that both of us had been waiting for the longest time. We were dating for 7 years before we got married, and we said that, to hell with the world, and we're going to celebrate our love. And the day we got married, I don't know what shifted. There was only love. I think everybody there could see the love between us, with all our family, with our friends. And, we kept it like that. We wanted only the people that genuinely and truly love us to be present around us on our big day. We wanted only positive energy, and that's what happened. And I think that's what radiated into the whole world, and it was just beautiful. So now it's just overwhelming love.
Absolutely, absolutely so. And, one of the strongest memories that I have, and a moment which is etched in at least my memory from all your wedding videos and beautiful reels that kept coming, was the most, yes, absolutely so, the most spontaneous, absolute childlike delight that Sonakshi had on her face once she signed the papers. She clapped her hands like a child, like a baby, and you came up and hugged her
From
tight.
within, I was feeling the same thing. So I was also clapping very excitedly.
I was just more expressive.
Yeah.
I might have actually screeched and then realized it's your wedding day.
What was going on in your head at that time, Sonakshi and Zaheer both? I mean, what were you thinking while signing the papers?
I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we both were just very excited and couldn't wait to get married.
How
so
sweet is that?
there was all the other emotions had taken a backseat, and there was a sort of urgency that I want to get married just quickly. Come on, let's just do this. We want to call each other husband and wife. It's been a very long time. So that's what went through our minds when we...
Yeah, and for me, it was a very big moment. I think, when you ask kids what they want to do, somebody will say, I want to be an actor, I want to be a doctor. I used to say, I want to grow up and be married. So I was really waiting for this moment. And of course, when I did find the right person who I eventually did want to get married to, that was happening in that moment. So I was just ecstatic.
That should be a reference point that if anybody asks anybody that I'm going to get married and should I or should I not or whatever. I think that video is what I would show to someone and say that if you don't feel like this, if you don't see yourself feeling like this when you sign those papers, then don't get married.
I think just for that video, they both really deserve a big round of applause for being so candid. Tell me, like you said, that you've been very, very excited and you really wanted to get married, but you people have been equally secretive about, maybe not secretive, but didn't really talk about your relationship very openly. Even your outings, etc., were always with a group of friends. It was never really both of you as a couple. Was there any particular reason why you wanted to keep it that way?
Yeah, Nazar.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That the answer is just one word, nazar.
No, you know, honestly, like being an actress, especially, I feel a lot of attention is diverted to things that take away from the work and the legacy that you're trying to build. And I just feel it's always better to keep private things private because that's just yours. You're anyway so much in the limelight. Everybody knows everything about you. Something that is so dear to you, I feel, should be kept for yourself. And that was the reason I did it. And there was no like plan, strategy or nothing. It was very organic. We met, we fell in love, we started going out. For me, I realized very early on that, you know, this is permanent. And he took his time to kind of get on board with the same emotion. But when that did eventually happen, then we did start going out more. But like, I just feel that when something is so special to you, it's okay to not share it with the whole world.
So what did you do that he finally made up his mind and said, "Acha, theek hai, chalo"? Or was it a threat?
I was just myself.
No. As in, I just, a guy being a guy, I just thought it's so new and that's why I'm feeling like that. But over a period of time when I realized the feelings is getting stronger and stronger and this is not, it wasn't just because it was new, immediately I knew that she's the one. So I knew it from day one, but I just accepted it much later.
Much later.
Yeah. And also we didn't lie to all our friends knew. We just didn't tell strangers because what input are they going to have? How are they going to help us in any good thing or bad thing they have to say? So it was like there's no point. So we never hid it to between our friends or we went to a party. We were ourselves. Everyone knew we were dating for the last 7 years. They all kept the secret really well. Thanks, guys.
You did. You
We have
did.
good
So
friends.
they did because they knew.
Friends also did,
Yeah.
correct. Zaheer, which gets me to the next question. And, you know, the world has all wanted to know and has also asked Sonakshi about how her family reacted. What was the, you know, how did she break the news to her parents and what was their reaction? What did Shatrughan Sinha ji say? My question is to you. How did you react when Sonakshi actually told you, okay, now time you need to meet my dad? Was there a moment of fear? Was there... डर तो लगा होगा, चलो सच बोल देते हैं अभी.
Firstly, it was me who said, I think it's time we tell your father now. Because now it's coming out everywhere and we hid it for as long as we could. But now it's a bit too obvious. So we should tell uncle. And once she took an appointment, because he was an appointment as in the sense that he was coming back from Delhi.
He's always traveling.
So it
I
was
have
like
to check on my father to ask
Yeah.
him where he is. So I was waiting for the correct moment when he's in Bombay, he's in a good mood.
A mood
He's
अच्छा
like,
होना चाहिए. हाँ.
He's like chilling in a relaxed mind space and then I told
So
him.
it was that he's coming back from Delhi after 2 or 3 days, and I have made so many monologues, speeches. I had made one comedy one, very serious one.
Can you just say
Walk right into
how
that
did you
one.
practice?
No.
We would really want to know.
No,
How
as
did
in
you?
one was I was prepared for all situations. I had never met him in this sort of arrangement before.
Yeah.
I've never really hung out much with him, so I didn't know what kind of person he is. I had that image like everyone else that he is, this very serious person, and he'll probably just say khamosh and I'll just run out of the house. But I'd made my what I had to say. One was, sir, I really love. मुझे आपकी बेटी से बहुत मोहब्बत है, and I was
And
like,
then
let's try to
suddenly
speak
there
some,
would have been a
let's try to speak some
khamosh.
Shuddh Hindi and impress him with that. One was to be a bit more relaxed and in my body, like it was literally preparing for a role. So I had 2 or 3 days to prepare for a character telling a girl's father. But everything was forgotten the moment I entered the room. I was fumbling for the first 2-3 minutes, but he made me feel so comfortable, and then after that we just became great friends.
Really?
But before that I was really, really, really nervous.
So you actually
about speaking.
fumbled for the first 15
Yeah,
minutes.
it was like, and I was like, my thought was like I should say this, but then something else was coming out, and I was like, just be calm and compose yourself. But yeah, he's that kind of personality. When he sits in front of you, he looks at you, you feel a bit
Yeah, my
intimidated.
father has that effect on people.
Yeah.
But he's a softie.
Yeah, he's
Yeah?
a full coconut. he is.
Complete softie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to a little bit on that, Sonakshi, how was your childhood? How was it being brought up as Shatrughan Sinha's daughter in Mumbai, in the big film world?
You know, honestly, when people ask me this, I really don't know what to say because I believe it was as normal as anyone else. I was brought up in the same way that my friends who live in Bombay, who went to school with me, they were brought up. I mean, I didn't even know what my dad does until like I was 7 or 8 years old, you know, when you started registering things, started seeing him on television, started seeing these crowds gather around him and, you know, ask him for autographs. So it was much later, but I think props to my parents because dad, as much as he was shooting, traveling, then he got into politics and all of that, my mom really held fort back home. And she made sure that she gave all 3 of us, I think, the most normal upbringing because, and that's how I remember it. It was beautiful.
There's also a lot to do because so maybe social media was not as prevalent at that point in time.
Yeah, and
so
there were
you
no-
got the privacy that you...
Possibly.
Yeah, and there were no paps following
There were
me
not
and like
paps
kicking
for-
me
no
out
paps
on going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
But you, you know, you were from a film family, and to, well, accept the fact, the big screen, as we say, was your playground, right? But finally, when it came to the profession, Sonakshi, you found your sweet spot on OTT, right? What was it that probably the OTT offered, which maybe the big screen didn't offer to you in terms of as an actress, as a professional?
You know, honestly, as an actor, I look at it as a part of my job. I never saw it any differently. In fact, I signed The Hard, which was my first OTT outing, before the lockdown. And that's when... and it was just about, the process was the same as selecting any other film. So I loved the role, I loved the premise. It was a longer format, of course. It was like shooting 3 films at one go rather than doing 1 film. And yeah, so I really don't look at it any differently. My job as an actor is to act. You put me on the big screen, the small screen, a stage, anywhere, you know. So that's my job and that's what I'm going to do.
As an actress, Sonakshi, how do you prepare for a role, especially a role which is far away from your reality? You know, it could be a Dahar or now Hira Mandi. Dahar, maybe, you know, you will still have some examples to follow. But then, how do you do the adas? How do you get the nuances and the adas and the nakras of a Notch girl right? So what is the preparation that goes on?
Firstly, see, my method is that I have no method. I reach the set, I face the camera, and that's where the character comes into me. I don't know how to explain it. It sounds very bizarre when I say it. I know it sounds bizarre, but that's exactly what it is. But it does help to have a good imagination. It does help to be aware of things that you see, things that you hear, people that you meet, pick up certain nuances from here and there, apply them wherever they are suitable. So I think I work like that. I just observe people, I learn from them. Directors, of course, are such a big help in when you know, you're doing your characterization and trying to be someone you're not. So being Faridan, I think I would credit Sanjay sir the most.
And also when she had the angry scenes, I would piss her off in the morning before she left for work. Call and be like,
I was going to ask that. How much of inputs do you have on each other's careers? Do you, on scripts, on performances? How much of the dining table conversations are about work?
A lot, actually. Especially for me, I'm much newer in the industry than her. So I like to take advantage of the fact that I have so much experience at home. So I run everything by her to get her opinion on it. I really value her opinion. So, and she does too, because I've noticed certain things that I've said that this is, she has listened.
I really
so she's
do. He's very smart.
nice enough to, nice enough to, yeah. So, and we are a great mix of logic and emotion, the two of us. So when sometimes we approach something too logically, she says that no, then that little emotion should be there in your decision. And then sometimes when she makes a decision too emotionally, I say that there should be a bit of logic in what you're deciding to do.
So as a couple, do you feel there are more upsides or downsides, or it's equally divided when it comes to being from the same profession?
See, we are very big chipkus. We love each other. As cliched and as cheesy as it is, we love spending every single minute together.
That's so wonderful.
And it would sound like something just because it's we are married and it's new. That's why I'm saying it.
All
but
the
it's been
men
there
here are
since the last-
thinking, "Acha, abhi hui hai na."
Yeah, but everyone says that to me. When I say that to them, they say, yeah, they say that because, abhi nayi shaadi hui hai, so that's why I'm feeling like that. But it's been 7 years and we still can't get enough of each other. So I think the biggest upside is that I get to spend more time with her, she gets to spend more time with me, because we genuinely love each other's company and we get offered so much stuff now together more than ever. So we love waking up and going
to work together, yeah.
town hall events and together.
Yeah, there's no downsides.
There's no downsides.
There's no downsides.
Do the dynamics change when it comes to being on set? Both of you have done Double XL together, and you have done a music video together. While, like you said, you are big chipkus at home and off screen, on screen or on set, how do the dynamics change, and how do you function?
On set, I think we try to keep it a little bit more professional because we don't want to piss people off and people to be like, "Arey, bahut chipko hai, inko nahi bulana." So we are actually on set. We are very on point. He's there to do his job. I'm there to do my job. When we started doing Double XL, that was like his second film and like my some 30th film or something. So
36th.
36, sorry.
Wow.
He's counting. I've forgotten.
On set, we were deciding that how junior I am in life to everybody. There was her, there was Huma, and they've all done 30 plus, Mahat. And I was like, I've done 2. It's my second.
So, of course, I mean, in terms of like how people on set look at you is very different, but me especially as an actor, I've also worked with other newcomers. So I give them that space and that respect to kind of learn on the go, because that's how I learned. Everything that I know about my job, you're given that's your playground and you learn on that. So I think I was very, very nice to him.
Yeah, no, and for me, I'm very different on set with her because I feel that when a person has this much, this kind of body of work behind them, they deserve and they command and they've earned a certain amount of respect. And you have to give that. You cannot take it for granted, be it her boyfriend or her brother or her sister or anybody. Should never take that for granted because she's worked really hard and she has earned and deserves that respect. So I always made sure that, she's my girlfriend, but I always made sure that if there was a shot, I would be there a minute before her because
How
she
lovely
is,
is that?
yeah.
Very well-behaved co-star.
And how respectful of each other's work.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Before we let you go, one question that I would want to ask both of you. What is that one thing about Zaheer that you love, and that one thing that you would definitely want to change? And same Zaheer, one thing that you love about Sonakshi and one thing that you have to change.
Can I say 2 things that I love instead?
Yes, absolutely.
and none that I don't like. I know it's a cliche thing, but there are not many things about her. I mean, there's not a thing that I don't like about her. Like I've said before, that if there is something that bothers me, I think it's a me problem. And I need to work on understanding why she feels like that, rather than judging her or being upset with her for that.
Say something. You're sounding too good to be true right now. No, you have to say something. Make up something.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I not?
वो घर जाके
इतनी
कुछ
तो
नहीं
हूँ
बोलेगी
पर नहीं हूँ मैं.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's small things that annoy me, which is her punctuality. I keep saying that a lot, but the same thing.
That
I
also
keep
good
saying,
thing annoys
I
him.
keep saying that everywhere. So, because her punctuality is next level, and for certain places, I think it's okay to be slightly come at your own time. But she wants that. And about thing I love about her, I think, is her simplicity and humility. Coming from a privileged background, it's very important to be humble. It's very easy to lose your mind and to, think no end of yourself. So I think what attracted me the most in the beginning also about Sona was her simplicity and her humility, which I love.
Wonderful.
And I love you also.
What I love about him is that he's a very generous human being, and he's also very respectful, not only to me but like everybody around him. And I think that's a great quality for a person to have. And what I don't like about him, he's a very noisy person. He'll constantly be whistling, or there's some noise coming from this
Talkative
side
also.
at some point. Yeah. So sometimes when you're just like in your own space and you want some peace, suddenly there'll be like this
But
noise
she very, very politely
emanating
says, please
from-
leave today. Leave the house and go out. Yeah. So that's why I quietly just leave the house and I stay out for 2 hours and I come back when she's had her.
Yeah.
How lovely is
It's
that?
sorted. It's all sorted.
It's all sorted.
Yeah.
It's taken care of.
Yeah.
On that beautiful note, thank you very much for being here. And talking of punctuality, I think we are, our next guest for the night is already waiting. Thank you so much. A big
Thank
round of
you.
applause,
Thank you so much for
ladies and
having me.
gentlemen,
Thank
to
you.
Sonakshi and Zaheer.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.